Hi, I'm Brandon. I love Hallmark. New Year, New You movies.
Is there a theme?
I think it's New Year, New You.
I'm Brian. I like Hallmark New Year, New
You
movies.
I'm Dan, and I despise Hallmark New Year, New You movies, and this is the
Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast. Brandon and friends host his podcast. We hope you like this jolly podcast.
So, I hope that the people aren't noticing anything weird about
Nothing to
me
see.
The Christmas decorations?
On Philo, if you're watching, you can see that I am present.
You are here. Correct.
I am also on a boat currently. And you might be wondering, how's he
that
doing
possible?
that?
Yeah,
Is he going to be able to do
How
that
are
all
you
week?
doing it?
Well, thanks for asking.
Yeah.
Over the holiday season, I invented some new tech.
What?
Yes,
Yeah, I've
it
been
is.
hearing
Is
about
it called
this for a-
recording early?
No.
All right.
It's
it might be. You
It's
wish.
like
Yeah.
it's a hologram. It's hologram related.
Hologram-ific?
Yeah.
Hologram adjacent.
Yes.
I did see them live.
Yeah, of
Yes.
Whoa.
And I think it's
You don't know
pretty
what it was.
good.
Almost good.
It's pretty good as long as I don't do a lot of motions.
Yeah. Okay. So you're going to try to stay as
I'm
still
gonna try to
as
stay as
possible?
still as possible.
Yeah.
I think that
And
was a lot of the
hopefully
direction
people-
for this movie as well.
Hopefully,
I-
people don't.
You don't want to glitch in a
glitch,
system.
that's right.
So. Whoa, he's glitching.
That looked like just a fly flew in your face. That did not look like a glitch at all.
No, Dan's right. That was not. That was
Because
not.
Philo doesn't glitch.
It's
Philo.tv/DTH. We would
Right,
never try to
right.
tell you.
No
that there's
glitch, no
come
problem.
on, that's right.
Came in clutch over the holiday season,
Yeah,
and
it did.
if you think that that's all you need Philo for, you're wrong. You're going to find so much fun stuff right here, right now, January.
And if in 2 months you're like, where can I watch Round and Round again? Well, if you had it on your DVR on Philo, it wouldn't be an
Forget about
issue.
it. No problem.
Save it all year.
No problem at all. Lots to get to today, I guess. But what I want to know overall is, how was your weekend?
What day is it?
It's
That was
Tuesday.
so good, man.
It's Tuesday.
Yeah.
It rained like cats and dogs all weekend.
So close to snow.
We once again.
That
It's
line,
on
it
the
was.
line.
It
and
was snow close.
It was
No clothes. Yeah.
nicely done. I
Don't
think
laugh
it was,
too hard.
I think it
Careful.
got down to
What
34
a glitch.
degrees while raining.
Yeah.
And it's just there's nothing better than a cold rain, am I right? Like,
Oh.
it's just-
Cold and
kids
wet.
can't do anything.
Yeah.
We spent 8 hours at the trampoline park.
It's
it was great.
It's great.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's not looking any better in the future. As I look at the models,
Yeah.
kind of comparing the
Yeah,
GFS and the
15 day,
Euro,
yeah, of course.
it's not looking good. And I was promised big snow this year.
Yep.
It's the El Nino.
Falmers?
The Falmers.
I've been hanging out with you too much over the break. The Farmer's Almanac is just a lying piece of garbage.
It's a turd.
And I'm here to call you out. We keep giving these farmers an almanac, and they keep telling us what's going to happen, and they're always wrong.
Joke's on us.
Maybe
When's the last time the Farmer's Almanac has nailed it?
I don't know.
Great question.
Look
Before
up
the internet?
what the Farmer's Almanac says for Greenville
Yep.
in February.
right.
We're going to get a big snow in February, according to the farmers. That's what I want to know. While you do that, I want to tell you about Love on the Right Course.
Please.
Love on the Right Course originally aired on January 6, 2024, if you can
got it.
believe that. First movie of the new year, new you
And me.
and me and us, and it went a little something like...
The coldest periods will arrive in late December and early and mid-February.
Okay.
With the best chances of snow occurring in late January and mid-February.
Okay.
All
Now,
right, this is your chance. Put you on
Yep.
blast, farmers.
That's right. That's
if,
right.
If we get past the Deckies and then past Valentine's Day and we don't have any snow, you farmers are lying.
We should burn
You're
a
li-
farmers.
A farmer's
We've-
almanac.
one.
we've tried to be farmer for
We
a
would never
long
burn
time.
a farm. We need farms.
Well,
But-
do we?
Do
But
we?
if
Do
you
we? I'm
can't
not-
predict it, why you got the almanac?
No farm, no food.
Shut it down. Shut down the Farmer's Almanac is all I'm saying. We have the internet. We have a Doppler. We don't need a bunch of farmers
Got that
licking
edge.
their finger and putting it up in the wind going, I guess I'm snow in 8
You know
weeks.
they updated the Doppler and it's an even better edge.
It's better than 15 minutes?
yeah.
What
It's
is it like?
It's like a lot.
15 was a lot,
No,
Brian.
it's more.
30?
Maybe.
Is it double? You don't know.
I do know it's more. Love on the Right Course, and it went a little something like this. Whitney is a professional golfer who has really been struggling with her golf game since her mom passed away 2 years ago. She loses to Britt Bristow and is at odds with her caddy, who quits when he finds out that instead of focusing on the next round, she decides, you don't have to bend down, the camera's over here.
And then you go down that way.
Here we go. Get ready. A little bit of glitch in the system.
Holograms.
Stay still. You did it.
I'm good.
Fantastic.
Whoa, big wave. At odds with the caddy.
Big a wave was that?
Big wave.
Cruise ships are huge.
Yeah, I know.
Are you guys okay?
It's a tsunami.
Is it the perfect storm?
It's a tsunami.
A tsunami.
It's a tsunami.
The Falmers Army.
It's a tsunami. The caddy basically is like, I'm out of here when he finds out that instead of focusing on the next round and relying on him for coaching, she decides to go to Hungary to see her dad. She does hang out with dad for a bit and then hits the family course where she meets Daniel, who didn't know that she was wearing noise-canceling earbuds. He's basically running the course since her mom died and dad stopped coming into work. He even does an impression of him on the phone with people so that they don't know that he's not there anymore. After getting lunch with her dad, he drops a bombshell. He wants to sell and move away from all of his sorrow. Dad does. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
To help Dad feel better, she gets him a dog without his permission. It's going to go great. Daniel throws out to Whitney that if she ever wants some help remembering how much fun golf is, a good day on the golf course is better than a bad day.
Bad day anywhere.
Anywhere.
Even on the golf course.
Oh, even on the golf course.
Yeah,
Even a bad day on the golf course is better than a good day anywhere else.
Yeah. According to farmers.
Farmers. He's like, hey.
Our Falmers.
If you want to know how fun golf is again, I'm here for you. How's he going to do that? By hitting cans down with golf balls. That's how you do it. This obviously leads to them hanging out, and together they come up with an idea for a members' day so that her dad can reconnect with some old friends. And it's at this point that I am faced with concern that this might be a sneaky party planning movie. It wasn't, though.
No.
It didn't end up being that at all. The members party had almost no consequence to this movie. They end up playing a round of golf together, and he ends up giving her some pretty good life advice, which actually happens to be really bad golf advice. Close your eyes, make a wish, and hit it as hard as you can. Good life advice, bad golf advice.
Brand knows that.
So the next day, she asked if he would be willing to be her coach and help train for the Open, and he says yes. But she gets mad when she finds out that Daniel isn't actively trying to stop people from buying the place that her dad wants to sell. But after talking to her dad and realizing that Daniel was just doing exactly what dad said to do, she apologizes. So they hang out some more, they cook, they golf, and she decides that she wants him to be her caddy at the Open. But when Andrew, the old caddy, shows up because she's getting some press and insists that he joins her for one last round to remind her how awesome he is at caddying, she can't say no. Daniel gets a little bit jelly, and Andrew gets annoyed by how much she's talking about Daniel. Then Dad gets an invoice from the real estate agent because he got an offer on the house within 30 days, and it's above asking price. So apparently, even though he doesn't want to sell anymore, he owes her money. Smells fishy, so she asks Daniel if he wouldn't mind asking his real estate lawyer brother for some advice. When Whitney asked Daniel to help with a round, he's like, you should probably just go with Andrew and make things less complicated. Turns out the real estate agent was a fraud. It's time for the tournament, and it's not going great. So she starts doing some things that Daniel taught her. You know, the close your eyes, make a wish, hit as hard as you can. And it turns out it's working. Andrew's like, you can't just close your eyes and make a wish. And she's like, watch me, you're fired. Daniel then comes down, they make up, and he joins her for the final round. She wins. Take that, Britt Bristow. They kiss, and Dad is going to stay as well. And that, my friends, was Love on the Right Course.
We did it.
4.
Hole in one.
Oh, my goodness.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Aced it.
Break this movie down here on Deck the
Hallmark.
Hallmark.
Started to get off right.
Downhill from there.
Welcome back. We're talking about Love on the Right Course is the name of the movie.
Sure
the
is.
first movie of the year, taking place on location, talking about golf. That's what we're doing here for New Year, new you, me, us.
Yes.
All of us, yeah.
We have
New
4
movies.
segments to break it down. We're not changing that up, believe you me.
No.
We're going to start with the hot take. It is where we share exactly how we felt about this movie. I'm going to start with you, Brian. Brian, what do you think about Love on the Right Course?
Yeah. This was an interesting direction to go to start off the year, coming like violently hard out of the holidays. Just such a harsh turn, and it had to have been a conscious decision to say we're just blowing away the holidays, and we're shifting gears and letting everybody know we mean business. We're done. We're moving on, and I didn't like that very much. I kind of last year we did a dog one first, but there was also like a New Year's resolution thing. I wish we were easing into it a little bit more. A little bit more, like maybe something a little more nostalgic or reflective. I wasn't in the right headspace for this. Hungry looked great. I guess if it were like spring, summer.
You got to see a lot of Hungry in this movie.
Yeah, you
a lot
got
of
to see
Budapest on display here.
Yep.
You think the Budapest tourism folks would be like, yeah, this is Budapest.
This is,
Wow, Budapest.
There's a country club, a house, and a deck
Yep.
on top of a building.
Yeah, some nice looking water. So I just wasn't in the mood for this. It was fine for what it was. I think they did golf all right. Like
Stop it now.
I'm not a big
right
golfer.
now.
I'm not a
In
big
the
golfer.
preview episode, you hoped for a lot of golf.
Yeah, we got some golf.
We did get
We
more
got-
golf
and
than I
we got
expected.
something.
I thought that I'm not a pro. I don't have an eye of a pro. They don't call me Eagle Eye Harold.
Then why?
I wish they did. They
then
don't.
They don't. But why did you say they
So
did golf
it
well?
didn't look egregious to me watching the golf. I wasn't watching it going, "Oh, that's terrible." Like they were swinging. The balls were flying. They
Did
were
you
on the
know that
course.
close your eyes, make a wish, hit it as hard as you can is bad
That's
golf
terrible.
advice?
That's terrible. Yeah, that's terrible.
Did you watch the scene where they were chipping at buckets or on?
Yeah, that
at
makes no
cups?
sense. That makes no sense.
Did you watch how they were swinging the clubs when they were doing that?
That's probably not how you should swing the clubs, I guess. But they weren't playing golf at that moment.
Did-
It wasn't,
okay, all right.
they were playing a game.
I would love to have, and I would not do this for most movies that I'm going to trash, but Marcus is such a great sport.
Yeah,
He makes so many movies and he understands the limitations of the movies.
sure.
I would love to have him on to talk about the golf of this movie and how little, just watch him swing a golf club. It was a riot.
Yeah, but it felt fine for what it was for me. I wasn't looking to watch golf.
Let me ask you this, the hockey stuff in checking it twice,
Yeah. Oh man,
that bothered you?
that was not
It
good.
bothered you a lot.
It was not good.
Do you think that movie did better by hockey or this movie did better by golf in your uninformed on golf
Yeah,
opinion?
this is better on golf.
That is
You think?
patently absurd.
I don't know. I have to do it side by side. I guess.
I'm telling you, it's absurd for a number of reasons.
the hockey was so.
But that's how I feel about. So
Wasn't it the same thing? Didn't he tell him close your eyes? Did they do something
I
like
don't know if
that?
they did
where it's
close
like
your eyes,
shoot,
but-
like he did something weird.
Close your
with-
eyes, make a wish, break away.
he did something funny in checking it twice, where you're
Yeah.
trying to teach him how to shoot at the
but
net.
your feeling about checking it twice, like times that by 100, how bad they were at golf. They didn't even use the right terminology in this movie for golf. Like I don't even know if they know what golf is.
They might not.
The only
They might
exception to that is Ashley Newbrough clearly did some work to learn how to swing a golf club.
She had a great swing.
That was the one thing that they did.
Yeah, and
in the movie.
just even walking on the course felt. I don't know, just being on the. Maybe it's just being on, like you say, Brand, a good day on the golf course.
But can I ask you this, Dan? Do you think
Yeah.
it's possible that, like, what were the terms that they got wrong?
Oh, they never say the word round all movie.
Okay.
But
Can I
they're
ask you this?
hungry.
So do you think, is that a Canadian thing?
I was fascinated
Because
by
like
that.
Britt
I
Britt
think-
Bristow and her husband, they wrote this movie.
Okay.
And I know Britt, like at least
I'd love
golfs.
to talk to her
like,
too.
She
because
golfs a bit.
Yeah.
The fact that they continue to say, hey, you want to go play a game later is crazy. And there are Canadian golfers who are relatively famous. I've heard interviews with them. They've never said game. Like you say the game of golf. If you're playing golf,
The game of golf.
you always say, we're going to go play a round of golf, or I didn't have a good round today. You never say a good game today. And I feel like that's pretty universal because it's what they say for the Open Championship in like Britain too. So
Right.
I've never heard.
Maybe it was a note to change it because like maybe they assumed Hallmark fans don't know golf. People know what a game is. They might be confused by rounds.
But that's not the only one. Like there's some stuff that there's no way that they do differently in Canada.
Sure.
No way. But fundamentally no way. I'll just go ahead and tell you this because it wasn't going to be in my hot take. This is the worst depiction of a sport in a Hallmark movie I've ever seen.
Ever?
It's worse than Game Set Love. I played tennis and golf in high school. It's worse than Game Set Love. It's worse than any of the baseball movies, including the Deloach Walker one. It's worse than the skiing one from sure, which I thought they did actually a good job. It's worse than Taking a Shot at Love or Checking It Twice.
But the football movie.
The only I've not seen. Ryan Pavey.
Yeah.
The thing about that is they make it clear that it's flag football, and then they take they strip away all of the things that tie it to the NFL to where I just am kind of like, whatever. And so maybe that one, you could maybe make an argument that one. This is really bad though, guys. I mean, the fundamental argument of the movie about a caddy and a coach does not exist.
Well, that part that's a huge wait what for me. It's just like you don't get it's such a head game.
Everyone in golf knows the difference between a caddy and a coach. And everyone knows that a caddy does more than carry your bag.
Yep.
Everyone, if you've ever played one round of golf, I feel like you know that. And this movie doesn't know that. Like, they don't get the basic parameters of golf right in the movie. And she finishes 12th and then she's going to lose her card the next week. Never. Would never happen. You don't have to win to be successful at golf. You don't. There are dozens of golfers that have made over $10 million that have never won a tournament. Like, it was as bad a depiction of sports in the movies that I've ever seen. And I hate that for Britt because I love Britt Bristow. I love Rosner. It was bad, though. That part of it was bad. It's how you felt about hockey times 100 to me. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead,
But a good day.
But a good day on the golf course. Yeah.
I mean, this movie's whatever. I would have preferred a winter sport. I just need time. Like I'm mourning the loss of Christmas.
Yeah.
And when we have a winter month to kind of, I still get the white lights in the background and the snow on the ground. Like I can make peace with that. This was a harsh right turn to Hungary. And
stick with it, I think.
Just not something that I really was hoping for. I do, this is the second or third Newborough-Rosner joint we've seen, and clearly they're comfortable together, and I think they work fine together. Good chemistry overall. The golf, we've talked about it. Happy for Bristow. This is something she wrote and made it to screen, and that's fantastic for her. And overall, though, not the strongest showing to start the new year. And what can you do about that? Not much, but good to see friends at work,
Sure,
good to see friends at work.
Yeah. This movie's train wreck bad. And once again, we love Britt. We love Marcus. It's not a good movie. And I think the reason it's really bad is because of three things. One is what Bran and Brian said about winter. I get it. I understand that they're not doing seasons. We're trained for Winterfest movies. And if it's January 4th or 11th or 6th or whatever it is, and you got a hot cup of coffee and it's freezing cold outside, thanks Farmer's Almanac, and you turn on a golfing movie that takes place in Budapest,
Miles of Budapest.
you're just going to lose any interest because Budapest isn't known for a lot of American golf tournaments of any kind.
I'm playing golf.
That's one reason that it's not good. Two,
Give me one more swing and then I'm gonna make a check. Putt.
or putt. There you go. Nicely done. The second reason is oddly, it has a lot going on. Like it has maybe too many plot lines. You've got the dad and the real estate thing. You've got the dad and the dog. That is a lot. You've got the dad and the loss of his wife. You've got Ashley Newbro trying to re-find her game, mourning the loss of her mom, falling in love with Rosner, which is just a really kind of small part of this movie. You've got Rosner, who might go and leave the club. You've got this weird plot line where they're looking for a cook for the golf course. And they've got these friends whose restaurant is closing.
Yeah.
Like, and then you meet Rosner's parents.
They didn't even try to disguise the restaurant being a cook.
Gosh.
Yeah.
You saw immediately when they introduced
Yes.
that person, they're like, there she is. There's your chef.
But it's
You know one.
there are at least 9 legitimate plot lines happening in this movie. Yeah. And that is too many. And then lastly, the golf's bad. And I think those 3 things happen. And I would actually disagree with you. In Flipping for Christmas, Newbro and Rosner, I thought, actually worked really well together. In this movie, they don't have the same, I don't know what it is.
I felt like they had chemistry. It's just like,
Yeah,
I just think that there's a lot, like, it's hard because you have this like a heavy storyline of mourning the loss of mom. And it's hard to kind of constantly flip flop from I'm getting my dad a dog because he is so depressed.
Yeah.
To like, hey,
but also
funny, let's go paint each other and have sexy time. Like you're not going to get that in this movie.
I think Rosner is good at so many things, and dude is crazy hot. He's in these movies and does an amazing job. And then him talking golf and then trying to teach golf, it didn't work for a second for me. This was a tough watch for me all the way around. Really, really bad.
Can I just say, though, this was, I think, the saddest dad on record. I don't think they've ever leaned this hard into depression.
Yeah. He's
like,
full-on depressed,
dude, unmistakably.
Yeah, not leaving the house.
He's sleeping late.
Yeah.
He's not going to work anymore. Right. Like, this is as clear of a depressed character as we've ever seen on Hallmark. And they went hard. They went hard on it. So it's hard when you have that most depressed character in the history of cinema, and also like, let's invest in this love story. Like,
and real estate.
Hard going back and forth.
Yes.
Let's get to all the feels. Let's talk about what this movie gave us feels. Brian.
Yeah. Well, the first thing I noticed in this was Mark. You mentioned he looked great. He
does. Yeah,
like
dude.
And his he looked like a golf pro. Like his shirts and also I don't know. His Instagram was a little spicy over the holidays, and so
I didn't see it.
Holy cow! He was on an island in the water. So
say no more.
Shirts not needed.
It's
so
insane.
Watching
you need to see this picture.
You gotta
really?
It's
insane.
He looks like
I commented. I commented and said Photoshop.
He looks like a superhero.
Yeah.
And so watching this movie, knowing what's under the shirt, I'm just like, dude, hashtag unleash the beast or something. It's gonna happen. It's inevitable now that this guy does
what?
Not, see what I'm saying, dude?
No.
It's ridiculous.
Holy cow.
Ridiculous.
Are you kidding me right now?
This guy is in the best shape of a
Photoshop.
Go to me. Can you go to me? I don't know if it's going to show up or not, but look at this.
It doesn't do it justice.
It doesn't do it justice. Oh my goodness.
He should be here.
Phenomenal.
He should be in that.
Dude.
On the sweetest, the spicy, some list. It's unbelievable. It was distracting knowing what's under the shirts. The shirts look great, but just knowing.
Great.
You have that much problem paying attention when you know what's under somebody's shirt?
That guy looks...
It's a weird thing to say.
He's just in such
for
great
us to have
shape.
recorded.
Well, and also like just knowing that he like basically almost died, like over the past year or whatever. Like
he's come back.
Dude,
He made a comeback, man.
What's our excuse? Dan and I are like, we're gonna do a thing. We're gonna eat 2 smoothies
a week.
And that guy fought death and came back looking like that.
Yeah.
Unreal.
That's crazy.
Screw you, Ross.
I almost feel bad I gave this movie a hard time knowing 2 of our dear friends who worked so hard are on it. I don't, because it's not a good movie, but love you guys.
Yeah, so that was and the dad getting a dog is pretty nice too. But mostly Rosner just doing the Rosner thing there. Brent?
Yeah, I mean, I was happy that Britt made a cameo as the rival golfer. I thought that was a fun.
She had a good golf swing.
Yeah, I mean, I think she golfs. So like, but yeah, that was about it.
The parent says a line in this movie, and the line is, "You have to chase your own dreams, even if you haven't dreamt them yet." That is something. That we need to unpack. I just
give it to me one more time.
You need to chase your own dreams, even if you haven't dreamt them yet. So
That's wild.
yeah. I feel like we went a little bit above and beyond with great parenting at that point. Like you need to chase the things that you might not even know you're chasing. I mean, it sounds great on like a Hallmark card, I think maybe. But it was mine. But I heard the line. I was like, I have to write this down. This is not a normal follow your dreams, shoot for the moon. You need to literally do anything other than what I need, is what this parent was saying. He's like, not only do you need to chase your own dreams and not help me with the golf club, you need to, even if you don't have a dream or you already got it, you need to start dreaming another dream.
Like, are they, is it like,
I mean, Ashley Newbro's a grown woman. It's not like she is a kid.
Yeah, she's a professional. She's lived her dream.
Right, she's
lived her dream.
Yes.
Don't help me in my depressed state. You need to dream another dream.
Yeah.
Even if you haven't dreamt it yet. Is it like
I think it means
any sort of like passion, go after that because you don't know where it will lead?
I just think it's a like what you want to do in your life shouldn't be held back by my thing is what they're trying to say there. It's like you should be doing something else. But even if you haven't dreamt them yet, I mean, Ashley Newbro's mid-30s. Like
You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You never know what dreams are going to around the horizon. You never know.
That's true.
Let's take a quick break. We'll come back with the way what's and what the hallmarks here on
Deck
the
the
Hallmark.
Hallmark.
Sorry, it's the boat.
Yeah.
the farmers.
Big wave.
Sorry, a little seasick.
Seasick.
Big
It happens
waves.
when you got tidal waves coming at you.
Big waves.
Big wave.
Tsunami. It's time for the way what. It's where we talk about what, and this movie made us go, wait, what? Brian.
Yep. Yeah, we had a dog, Zuki. And
Zuki.
Good pup. But
boy.
there were a few times the dog was on screen, and that dog looked scared for its life. That thing was at one point frozen, just staring backwards at the wall. Just I don't know how they made that happen. The dog was going through some training, I guess, still maybe something like that. It was very funny. There's a lot of points.
Yeah.
The dog's just staring into space, clearly at a trainer, sometimes just at a wall. He mentioned the job offer, and then she found the job offer.
And it was a contract.
A contract.
That's right.
A printed, unfolded, pristine.
In a manila envelope.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Beautiful contract.
I didn't even put it in the synopsis because it mattered so little. It's just
Didn't
like,
matter at all.
Didn't even
It
make
was
the
there
cut.
for a wait what? Because it wasn't. So he must have printed it
Yeah.
himself.
He says it was just a job offer. I'm not taking that. Like, I get those all the time.
But a full-on contract.
No,
ready
you
to
clearly
sign.
like initiated or at
Yes.
least talked back to them.
did someone deliver it printed?
That's
or did he do-
that was my sort of wondering.
thought
Like,
about
You've
it
been
enough.
served. It's
Yeah.
not.
But
It's
they
just.
also-
It's just a deal.
There's a scene before that, right before she comes in, where he's looking at what we suppose is the contract.
Yeah.
And he's thinking long and hard about it.
Yeah.
And then for him later to be like, well, why'd you? That's just
Well, I
a
think he was only
contract.
thinking it because he knew there was an offer on the table
Correct.
for the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then later he's
They
like,
don't
Right,
want
we
that.
didn't know his future
Yeah.
at that point.
Yeah,
But yeah,
don't want
it must have been a courier situation because it wasn't
Hello,
even,
sir.
Yeah, it wasn't even folded.
I
like-
have for you one of your many contracts
that
you get.
you've requested.
Yes.
You get it all the time.
Her representation as a professional golfer is pretty terrible in this movie.
Yes.
Basically non-existent. Like, not once did she get a phone call from her manager or an agent or anybody saying, like, hey, what's going on? Like, what are you up to? Hey, we have somebody's rescinded their sponsorship of you. That's why you're not wearing any branded gear
Of any kind.
Nothing.
Yes,
Like, and this was
correct.
like sort of an opportunity to like play with that because in golf, that's everywhere.
That's
brand,
everywhere.
Like,
But I will say this. They go out of their way. They don't do it successfully, but they go out of their way to make, look, I don't know. And I looked it up briefly, so I won't say I didn't do any research on it, but guys, Eastern Europe is just not a hub for professional golf. They have their own league, but if you're in the LPGA and PGA, the big major championships do not take place in Eastern Europe.
yet.
They don't.
Okay, they're kicking it off here.
And so they don't ever, like, it's like, yeah, she has no branded clothes on. She's playing in the Eastern European Open or Cup or whatever it is.
Yep.
But then people recognize her on the streets.
How shocked
do.
were you when you found out that the Open was there?
I was like, I couldn't believe they're like, at one
Open.
point they say the line, she has to finish 12th in this tournament to qualify for the Eastern European Open next week, which typically those things happen a lot further in advance. Whatever. And then she goes
They say that at the beginning of the movie?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't hear that.
Yes.
So when they keep saying the Open, I'm like, oh, okay, big U.S. Open or something.
No, but they got hungry to film in because it's cheap. And
Yeah.
and her dad lives there. So, yeah, that takes you out of it. The fact that she's wearing no brands, well, that would make sense if she's playing in Hungary. But if people recognize her, it's like, no, you have brands
She's
and
like
stuff.
the whole, she would have some, I mean, something,
Yes.
a local, like, coffee shop or something.
Yes,
like, it would have been a
correct.
fun thing to do, is just include some random fake sponsorships on the clothes, because it looked really weird to just have blank
Like Koodles
visors.
neckties.
Yes, exactly. Like that. Koodles?
Yeah.
Koodles neckties.
Yeah.
It's the best necktie in the business.
The best.
Yeah.
The best.
So that was funny. Let me see here. Blah blah blah. The text that says "Give me a call," which is interpreted as "Come see me," "Fly over here to see me," and
That's
"Caddy
right.
for me,"
Not
was
weird
just
at all.
like such a stretch, because like the role of coach, caddy.
Oh my
all that
gosh.
Stuff. The thing that bothered me the most was a caddy, like their livelihood, not their livelihood, but
Their
their
livelihood.
success. Yeah, it depends on your success.
Yes, they
as
get
the
a
golf.
percent
Yes.
of your winnings.
And you want to be a great caddy, so if you're just constantly berating your golf,
would never do that.
No, you're already like, it's a heady game. Like you can't sit there and be like, you're gonna fail.
If a professional golf caddy was watching this movie, their TV would be broken.
Yeah, with a golf club. I
Yeah,
assume.
but
Like,
because
the perfect golf club for the
Caddies,
moment.
A, are good golfers on their own.
Yeah.
B, their livelihood depends upon the golfer.
Sure.
And C, they do not coach and then carry clubs or just carry clubs.
Right.
The caddies get there weeks early. They walk the golf courses.
Yeah, they got all the
determine the
info.
terrain. You don't get a GPS or an app during a golf tournament. This guy's got a book, or girl's got a book, and he's flipping through to find exact yardage, calculating the wind.
Yeah.
Like,
Looking at his phone or his
caddies
almanac,
don't
checking
just
out the.
carry the club. Like,
Yeah.
at one point in this movie, Newberry looks at him and goes, "You can't coach me, but you can be my caddy. So just carry the clubs and don't talk." No,
That's
no,
not the
no.
point. Yeah,
That's
see,
just not.
yeah.
If you go to a nice club now and someone caddies for you one time, their job is not to carry your clubs. They're going to come up to you at every tee box and go, "Hey, on this hole,
Yep.
it goes a little this way. It's here. You may not have played this a lot. Remember this." Guys,
It's a big job.
like if a golf caddy was watching this movie, they had to be like, what are we like? This made Hallmark's depiction of photographers look like a winning depiction. That's how bad it was.
Yeah.
It was bad.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
So when she and Daniel first meet each other, she is practicing with noise canceling earbuds in. Which
What?
first, why? Like when you're working on your free throws, you don't do it in silence. You need like the crowd noise. So I don't know why you would not want to hear the surrounding sounds when you're working on your game, because that's what you're going to hear in real life. But also, who does that? Who just does noise canceling, not listening to anything? That's a wild move, and just good for her.
I want to know how well they work.
Not that well.
They can't.
They can't. It
Not
like
buds.
it does
No.
like it does fine, but like she would have been able to hear. it.
Yes.
Like
Easily.
noise canceling plus listening to something that you
Yeah,
can
different
drown out
story.
anything in the world. But just noise canceling, get out of here. I was a good way into this movie when I realized that this guy lives there.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
lives, works, all of it is there. So he like, I don't know why it never occurred to
He
me
is-
that
Marcus
this guy.
Rosner's character Daniel is from Budapest.
Yeah.
He doesn't just live there.
Right.
His
That's-
origin.
but that's not what I'm talking about.
Born and raised there.
I'm talking about the dad who lives at the course. Like he has,
he
he has
owns
a course.
Yeah.
It's open.
Yes.
So come also, but I'm going to, I do. So check in, do all that stuff. I'll be down the hall in my bedroom. Like all of
Oh, I
that's
thought
happening
that
in
was a separate house.
It seemed like it was all one place
It
to
might
me.
be right
Oh
on
no,
the
it's,
course.
Maybe
it's
it was
a
a-
separate house.
Okay.
Yeah,
On
it's a
the
separate
course,
house.
though. They
It
always
does
look-
look similar though, but it's
Yeah.
a separate
Yeah.
house.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, good.
Yeah.
Last but not least, at the beginning of this movie, she and Andrew get in an argument about next steps, and he's like, "We need to practice," and she's like, "No, I need to go home. Like, I need to go home. I want some time, and I'll work on my game there." And he like is beside himself. And my question is, why?
The course
she's
is also
going there.
That's right.
Like, that is a pretty darn good place to be practicing. Is in Eastern Europe.
One would say the best would be
Your dad. I'm going to go to the family course.
Yeah.
And I'm in the geographical location of where the tournament is.
Talk about it.
Where is he wanting her to go?
Yeah, talk about an advantage.
Yeah.
Your course growing up is the course that they're holding the Open.
I don't know if that's true, though. I think it's in Eastern Europe, but I don't think the course, because Daniel has to travel to go find her.
Oh, because he was at his parents' house in the city.
Okay.
They're playing on this one course that whole movie.
I just figured it can't be true.
Yeah. Same course.
I don't know.
Same
Are we
course.
100% positive?
Yeah.
Maybe they wanted it to look like.
Would you bet the farm?
Would you
I
bet
would
the
bet the
Fulmer?
farm on it. I'd bet the almanac for sure.
Wow.
I'd do that in my sleep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dano?
Early in this movie, there are TV announcers at the golf match at the beginning, and they say that Ashley Newbro, her character, was one of the favorites this season, but since her mom died 2 years ago, she hasn't been the same. Why would she be one of the favorites this year? If her mom died 2 years ago and she was terrible the year after her mom died, why would all of a sudden you think, with no change of any kind, she would be the favorite the following?
Can I ask you this? At the end of this movie, when she wins, do they say that this is her first win in 5 years?
I thought it was 2, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
2 would be great.
Because she was on a long winning streak. She then says tournaments are brutal when you're not winning. I would like to introduce you to literally every professional golfer in the world who would tell you that while they want to win, if you finish second, third, or fourth, or fifth, or sixth, if you finish in the top 10 in a tournament, your payday is massive.
Yeah.
Even if you're on this tour, if you finish second, third, or fourth, you're getting 6 figures is what you're receiving. Tournaments are not brutal if you lose. That idea is crazy. Even
you typically do lose.
yes,
Yeah, most
and
do.
I looked this up. Like on the PGA Tour, people have made 16 golfers in the last 2 decades have made $10 million without ever winning a single tournament.
What I'll be interested in is what is the longest winning streak in professional golf?
Yeah.
Like winning tournaments in a row.
There's
It
been
just
a
doesn't
few. Tiger,
happen.
VJ, Kenny Perry all had a streak of 3, 4, 5, but that's it.
Yeah.
For her to have this winning streak, which is a great the Hallmark. At one point, the dad's getting close to the dog, and he goes, "That dog got me out of the house in the morning." And then they laugh, and he goes, "And then he got me outside another 12 times a day." Does that dog need to go to the vet? The dog is asking you to go out 12 times a day? What are you talking about? That's egregious. That's a lot. That's a lot there. One of my biggest what's in this movie is the first time that Rosner meets Newbro. He rolls up in a golf cart and he goes, she's got the earbuds in, and he says, "I thought I knew every golfer that got here before the sun rises." It's midday. It is the sun couldn't be higher. The sunlight is glaring. It's so, the sun rose hours ago. And I was just like, why did they deliver that line with that sunlight? And then he says, "What time is your tee time?" And she says, 6:30. Are we supposed to believe it's not 6:30 a.m. yet? That it couldn't be brighter outside. It couldn't be. What time's the sunrise in Budapest?
Yeah.
2 a.m. 1 a.m.
They do it different in Hungary.
Sure do.
I couldn't get past the fact that they were trying to pass that scene over as just being a normal meet cute scene.
You're doing a great job displaying your new watch.
It's not a new watch.
You're a watch
It's
guy.
But you're
actually
wearing it
old
now.
watch. I'm trying to become a watch guy.
And you
'cause
have
it's
it. You have
efficient.
it like you're doing this whole thing, like you're modeling it for Philo.
Yeah, right here.
Not a
Yes.
sponsor.
It was
Tattoos
the
are
first thing I
modeling.
noticed.
I don't even know. Here. No, it's all.
I would
bring
go
it over.
left wrist, but right wrist. Huh?
Yeah, I write right-handed.
Right,
Uh,
so
but
do
I'm,
I.
But I'm left-handed in everything else I do.
Same here. Hockey,
Yes.
golf,
Golf, baseball.
Well, golf right, actually.
Yeah, I golf left.
I don't.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I'm no good. I'm doing it wrong.
You're doing it wrong. That's what it is. 2 other real quick ones. One,
Close your eyes.
The offer that he gets for this entire
Oh, yeah.
golf club is €8 million, which is absurdly low. Like there are golf courses in Greenville that aren't private and don't host any tournaments that I know of one that just sold for $6 million and it's a goat track. Like it's nothing.
A goat track.
That is like legitimately, I just don't understand.
You come up with that right now?
No, a goat track's a pretty common thing in the South that we say if a golf course is bad.
Oh, wow. I never heard that before. That's funny.
It's a goat track.
It's a goat track.
If you're Southern and play golf, then you knew exactly what I was talking about. If not, then I'm just super duper redneck today. And that's fine.
It's a goat track.
That's right.
It's a goat track.
And then lastly, I will read the line as it was read. Think of this ball as an opportunity to make a wish. Close your eyes, then hit it as hard as you can.
It's good life advice.
It is. What is happening? You would never say any of that aside from think of this ball as an opportunity.
Right.
To someone as they're swinging a golf club.
Close your eyes. Make
Would
a wish.
never do it.
Break away.
All right. That's all I got.
It's time for what the Hallmarks. Brian, what are you still wondering about, buddy?
Yeah, I was wondering about that whole situation with the real estate agent and how, like, you can do that here. You can represent the buyer and the seller.
I was surprised that was the route that they went to get out of it.
Yeah, and so maybe it's different there, and that was sort of a question, like, is it different there? But then I thought of a real one, which was, do you think pro athletes will ever be allowed to wear earbuds when they're playing like a golfer? Could they ever?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but I don't know. Like why?
Because
you could be getting hints, tips.
Hints or tips. I don't think
like
that's why.
tomorrow's
I
news
think
today.
You have to have a line that's the same for everyone.
Yeah.
So if somebody's earbuds go out and some don't, like it's like the reason that I think that like car racing is more of like an event than like a sport is not because wait.
Look out,
it's not because NASCAR drivers aren't incredibly talented and like I could never do that job and it takes an incredible amount of physical endurance and physical ability.
Probably
but at the end of the
could do that
day,
job.
every NASCAR driver will tell you, every car racer professional will tell you, it's the car. Right. Everyone at the end of the day will go, we ran a good car today.
Yep.
If your car breaks down or if something goes wrong with your car, to overcome that, you can't overcome that athletically to a certain extent.
Right.
And so I think a sport like golf, you would take out anything that could change that.
Sure.
Which, there's a debate about golf carts right now. Like, should you be allowed, if you have the ability to hit but can't stand for long stretches, should be allowed to have a golf cart. And like recently, I believe they've started to allow golf carts, which is long overdue in all honesty. But they try to regulate it as much as they possibly can. Yeah. Also, back to the real estate thing. One of mine was the real estate agent, because props to her for trying to squeeze $200,000.
Well, so that mine is this a swindle she does? Like how has she been doing this going around?
Effective.
Like you go in, you bring in somebody, they make an offer. This is a great scam.
Great scam.
Go in, contract.
You sign a contract. If I get you an offer that's over
and you don't take
it, you gotta pay me.
Yeah.
Well, by golly, great. But come on in here. I will.
But the problem is that most people will take the offer, and then you're in trouble. Then you've because if you have to do a scam where you're like, hey, come in and make this offer, when they accept it, then you have to pay that money.
Right. But you could be like, hey, like if someone comes in and it's like, I'm interested in this house. Here's what I'm thinking about playing. You could be like, he's already got someone, like I think you should go up.
Yeah.
Knowing the math, like, hey, if you make this offer, even if he says yes, I get a payday.
Yeah.
If he says no, I get a payday.
Yeah, that is I don't know. I think that might be illegal to do because I think all the offers have to be submitted via your own buyer's agent, and then I don't know how that will work. I'm not a real estate agent.
No, you're not.
With that watch, it looks like you could be though.
Yeah, it could be though, man. I have one more, which is this: Marcus Rosner's character in this movie, Daniel, is supposed to have originated in Hungary, born and raised, not adopted, not transplant, not military.
I thought Danny was adopted.
But not Daniel. There's a big difference.
Big difference.
Both of Marcus Rosner's parents are Hungarian in the film. And they write one line that says, my parents sent me to an English-speaking school. Who thought that was enough? I don't, you don't live in Hungary, in Budapest your whole life, go to an English-speaking school with Hungarian parents and sound like Marcus Rosner's sounds.
I have a lot of questions about.
That was more harder to believe than the golf.
I have a lot of questions about just like why.
Yes.
Why the location?
I think it was a tax thing.
But couldn't you just film there and
Say
like
it's
every
America.
other Hallmark movie?
And say it's America.
Yes.
Yeah, I would have done that.
Because they don't even utilize
But then
Hungary.
they have to pay the Hungarian actors less, and they get the tax credit, and the Hungarian actor's going to have an accent. So it's about how many Americans did they really bring over? They brought over Ashley and Marcus and the caddy. And then everybody else doesn't speak or is definitely Hungarian. So I think that was the holdup, is bringing people over is what cost the money. It's a guess. It's a guess.
Good guess.
Or just say that his parents are Hungarian, but they grew up, he was in the whatever, they traveled and his dad moved for work. Like something to why he sounds like he's from Canada or the United States. Just something, one line.
I know a lot of people that are from other countries that speak English,
That's right.
and they still,
Don't
have
sound
an
like Marcus
accent.
Rosner. Yes, exactly.
But whatever.
Yeah.
We're all doing our best.
Yeah.
I know I am.
That's your best.
I am doing my best.
Pip.
Pip. Well, I felt like the hologram worked pretty good.
I did too, just up to this point.
Yeah.
Up to this point. We'll see what the rest of the week holds. I can't make any
Big waves
promises.
coming.
Yeah.
Until tomorrow, may we be the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmark's a Bramble Jam podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.